That's what it's all about. If you can create a really good relationship and they can actually trust you, as well as I do, I don't care what you're selling. Yeah. You're just trying to become the customer's friend. Yeah. If you can create that, that's where it's at.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of HVAC Success Secrets Revealed with Thaddeus and Evan. I'm Thaddeus, he's Evan. That was a pretty good preamble. We've talked about doing something like this for a long time, of just like rambling to begin with. And hey, now finally we are here at like episode 250. So today's episode would not be possible without our lovely sponsors. And in no particular order, we have On Purpose Media, Elite Call, Chirp, and Free to Grow. Have you ever thought about outbounding your databases to fill your dispatch boards with lucrative service and sales appointments and boosting memberships too? Well, enter an Elite Call, a US-based call center that does just that. For over 20 years, their dedicated teams don't just make calls, they directly integrate appointments into your CRM and fill your dispatch board. So don't let your competition get ahead. Let Elite Call connect with your customers first. Visit elitecall.net to learn more.
Awesome. And on the topic of AI, we have Free to Grow. Tired of dealing with after-hours call centers that struggle to get calls on your dispatch board with lackluster results? What if you could cut your customer acquisition costs in half? With Free to Grow, you can do just that. Their AI after-hours booking services, they have completely customizable scripts for your business that they directly integrate into your CRMs with Service Titan, House Call Pro, Jobber, Field Pulse, and Service Fusion. And on average, their AI answering service is booking 82.5% of after-hours calls directly into your dispatch board. Don't believe me? Call 757-550-3534 and test it out for yourself. After the call, you're going to get a text message, the exact same text that your technicians would get when they're doing the after-hour service, including the call recording and the summary of the call and what it is that they can expect when they're running it. Go to freetogrow.com. That's free-2grow.com to learn how to get started.
Well, if you ever wanted to transform your home service business with Chirp, you can, because they are the ultimate automation toolbox. It helps you capture more leads, connect instantly, and that speed to lead things big, and skyrocket your sales. It integrates directly into platforms like Service Titan, House Call Pro. It offers unlimited or automated text messages, rather. I'm sure unlimited, but you got to pay for it. So offering automated texts, emails, and even ringless voicemails. You boost your Google reviews too, and also increase customer loyalty with their proven rehash programs. Getting jobs on the board in the shoulder season, important. Schedule your demo with them today and get an exclusive 25% off your first 3 months. Visit them at chirp.com/HSSR.
And last, but certainly not least, enhance your online presence with On Purpose Media, your go-to home service marketing experts for everything web design, SEO, and PPC. They build stunning user-friendly websites built to convert visitors into phone calls. They'll enhance your visibility on Google with effective pay-per-click ads, minimizing wasted ad spend. Let's turn your online presence into a lead-generating powerhouse. Visit onpurposemedia.ca to start your digital transformation today.
Today we have Andy Hobiaca on from Hobiaca Services. He said he doesn't need an intro because he's going to do his own. So let's hear your intro. What do you got?
Sure. You want to hear a little backstory, a little stuff?
Sure, whatever you want.
So
a couple minutes and then we'll get into the...
So Hobiaca Services, founded in 1952 by my grandfather. Long story short, was in World War II, survived, was the only one in his unit to survive. And he reminded us as kids, me and all my brothers and cousins, I have 37 cousins, I have 2 brothers, big Catholic family. To remind us all the time, he took us all to go see Saving Private Ryan when I was like 14 at the time, 13, and basically show us like, this is real, this isn't a game, you like playing with guns, but this is real. I lost all my friends in a matter of 37 seconds when our boat ramp launched, like in the movie where it just mowed down everybody. The reason he wasn't hit is he was one of the guys that jumped in the water and survived. So like, he tells these stories and stuff, but like he got out of the war, survived, only one in his unit, went to Phoenix College in Arizona, took a GI Bill, went to go to electrical school. Well, the electrical school was full. So his counselor looked at him and said, hey, Paul, he goes, I have this new and upcoming field that's going to get really popular. It's called refrigeration. You'll learn a little bit about electrical as well. I think you should join. He slept on it and came back. He's like, well, whatever, I'll try it. Right? That's what, right there. Yeah. I did it. Worked for some different people, and then in 1952 started Hobiaca's Refrigeration out of his garage. Yeah, so 72 years ago, and still running strong 3 generations.
And yeah, your dad took it over from there.
Yeah, my dad Lou took it over. Worked there his whole life, growing up in the business like I did. So he grew up in the business, and he bought it in the 80s, right? And then I'm 37 now. but started working here when I was about 10 years old. Motivation by money, to where it's funny. I tell this story a lot on podcasts, watching like Fast and the Furious and Gone in 60 Seconds. My dad's like, "Hey, cool cars, huh? Which one do you want when you turn 16?" I'm like, "I want that one. I want that's this is exactly what I want. I want all those mods on it, the supercharger, all that." He's like, "That sounds amazing. Better start working because I'm not fucking helping you." I'm like, shit. So 10, 11, 12 years old, just start going to work. My friends are screwing off, getting in trouble, smoking weed on the during the summer, getting all in trouble. Their parents are working. I'm literally going to work with my dad. The day the summer starts, getting out of school and going to work and learning how to work with my hands. So by the time I was 17, 18, I'd walk into a class like a heat pump council. People are like, "Who the fuck's this kid?" And then they find out who my dad is. But, oh, he's a backstory. I had more education, hands-on and mental, that these 35, 40-year-old dudes had in the room. Right. To where then I started full-time service. My dad gave me 3 options. He says, "You're going to go to college, you're going to join the military, or you're going to come work for me full-time. Or you can get the fuck out of my house and do your own thing," type of thing. And we had some hardships. I told people in my different podcasts that I've been fired like 6 times from here. But at the end of the day, working with families is a little rough sometimes. It became easy when I was no longer managed by my father. So I moved from service into sales, and when I was no longer managed by him, we became best friends, and that was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Like Dave and John talked about it yesterday, and he's like, first generation earns it, second generation enjoys it, third generation blows it. And so usually, right? And now obviously it's flipped in this case, because first generation built it, second generation continued to build it, third generation's continuing to build it, blowing it up, right? And because of the values that your dad put in, right? That story of the car. How many parents would actually do that if they have money? Well, probably not many, right? So
how many of my friends their parents bought them their first car as long as they kept a job? I'm like, bullshit, man. I had to do everything that. So like, real quick, backstory, real quick. So like 12 years old, and I'm not technically working. I'm working for my dad, but he's like saving all my money. He's being my financial advisor.
He's probably using it as a tax write-off anyways.
Probably, yeah, probably. It's very smart because I do it with my kids. But at the same time, what he would tell us is, sorry, I lost my train of thought. He would get me and my brother all bank accounts under his name. So he'd give us a card and say, "This is a credit card. You have to use this. You can no longer pay anything with cash. You have to use this. If I hear you went to the store and bought gas for your car, or you bought different stuff, and you didn't use this card, then you're grounded. If you have a balance at the end of the month on your card, you're grounded." I never bought anything unless I was positive I had that fucking money to pay it off right then and there. Really good with saving, spending money, and then as well saving up for things. And then we didn't get an allowance. We mowed the lawn and did all the chores because we lived there. There was no fucking allowance. Me and my brother mowed lawns. We hustled our asses off. Door-to-door sales. We're selling vacuum cleaners for Kirby. Like we did everything on the side while working for my dad. So the work ethic's really there to where I will 100% distill that with my kids, and this generation has just lost it.
Well, and I was going to ask, how has that influenced how you're looking at parenting now and how it is?
They're not old enough yet, but yeah, 100%. It will come. And where I was going, I lost my train of thought, was my dad would come up and say, "All right, twice a year, here's $25 for shoes." And $25 for shoes didn't buy shit. But your stupid New Balances I wasn't going to wear to school. So then I worked my ass off to make up the difference for my $80 pair of what was cool at the time, like skater shoes.
Right, DC.
Yeah, Chad Muskin, all this crazy stuff to wear. I wanted cool shoes. I had to pay for the extra.
Yep. No, I remember DC shoes.
But
actually, I don't have skate in Vans. Well, I am actually wearing a set of Vans right now. So, but Vans is still around. It's still good. I mean, they're not quite skate shoes, but close.
So like when you know as well as I do, when you buy things yourself, you take care of them. Dude, I was cleaning my shoes on a daily basis. Same thing with the car. If you put a fingerprint on my fucking window, you were washing it, and you knew about it because I bought that with my hard-earned money. And man, take care of things like that. You grow up with that, and you become an adult, and you're like, holy shit, I appreciate things so much more. Thank you. I hated you then, and I love you now.
And it's tough in the moment. Like we're all roughly the same age, right? Like I'm 39. I've got a 19-month-old and just over a 3-year-old. And like my dad did the same thing. Like I bought my truck.
We literally have the same.
Right. I bought maybe not quite as much money on our side, but
turned 16 and I had 18 grand saved up.
Yeah, like me too. Like I bought a truck when I was 16 cash, and it was an $11,000 truck. And my dad is like, you can afford it? I'm like, yeah, I bought it cash because I was 16. I've been working since I've been 10. And I mean, the deal was, okay, you buy the truck, you maintain it, you do all those things. He's like, I will pay for your insurance because he wanted the write-off on his farm. I'll pay for the insurance, and you're allowed 1 tank of gas per month. And motherfucker, when I rolled into that gas station, I was on fumes, but I filled her up, and that was the deal. Everything else was all mine.
We had the same deal. I didn't get the gas, you lucky son of a bitch. I'm joking. But like at the same time, I'll get your insurance. If you get a speeding ticket, it's your insurance now. Yep. And I knew I was screwed because I had some really nice cars, Mustangs.
Did you get a speeding ticket?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I
So,
learned real quick that my $700 a month insurance that I can't afford, this sucks.
right. Well, and that's tough. Yeah. You gotta go to work. Gotta work more. I think this is a good part. And like you guys in your business took away the role of sales manager, and it's actually interesting when you hear that because you like most people are like, wow, we brought in a sales manager role because we need somebody to help manage the sales team, but you guys took it away. And the concept is you are your own leader. And I think that now I see why you guys did that because of the lessons that were passed down. What was that process like in the business to be able to remove that? And now how do you make sure that people are held accountable to themselves when they are their own leader?
So it was a little rough at first because people are like, "Oh no, who am I reporting to?" type of thing. It's like, well, you still have someone to report to. Your GM is still the boss of everybody, but at the same time, not to be babysat because we don't babysit people at Homebuying Services. We give you all the training material needed and all the role playing and everything. But at the end of the day, you're pretty much your own boss. You're selling yourself, and then we provide equipment and backing and reviews and all this stuff to back up, so you're not lying. But yeah, you're basically it's same as technicians as well. So you're basically you have your own service truck. It's just your business. So then when you treat it like that, people appreciate the stuff so much more, not just like being a service tech and be like, you know what, this repair is cheap. It only costs us $40 when they don't know the overhead cost of $1,000 to get them there type of thing. I'm just gonna throw it in for free. When they actually feel like it's their truck, their business, and they're doing it and they get paid really well to do it and we compensate them very well, like highest paid employees in Arizona, Homebuying Services. And they really take it to, fame to where I'd love to wave this, but I can't because of this.
Right. So in terms of their truck mentality, do you guys share with them like profitability on their truck? Yeah.
Oh yeah, they know their numbers daily. Luckily, Service Titan.
Right. Well, and it's, some people are like, oh, I never want to share profitability. I don't want to share that. Like, why? I mean, you know what? You're making.
It's like in the words of Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk. He says, who in the room is an owner or a leader? And they raise their hands. He's like, okay, who's fed up that your employees aren't working as hard as you? And everyone raises their hand. He goes, great, keep your hands raised. I'm going to pick on someone. He picks someone out of the audience. He goes, how much ownership does this employee have that you don't think work as hard as you do? What do you mean? I'm guessing zero. No wonder they don't fucking work as hard as you. It's like, come on, man, what are we doing here? So it's just the whole thought of either giving a portion or making sure they're compensated right or making sure they understand the whole process as well and they're compensated properly. How many people understand the process, but they're not compensated properly, or they know that they do deserve more? So then what does that person do? They go to a higher bidder or they start their own company? They learn the hard way.
Yep. Well, and the other part is if you're giving them the educational part to be able to say, hey, here's the profitability of your truck, here's the profitability of the business, here's what our cost of goods sold are, here's what our overhead, all those things.
This is live in front of the team.
Right. Well, but
like, you sucked last month. How can we help you?
Right. Right. And well, the other part too is that now you're also empowering them so that should they want to go start their own business, they're going in eyes wide open. That's the massive part that I like.
Accountability, making sure everyone knows their job, make sure everyone knows their background, like if it was their own company. And then it's a big competition because we'll show people like, oh, this guy's at really, really good turnaround. He doesn't leave a call without at least charging a diagnostic, and also is at $1 million in revenue right now. Where are you at? You have the potential. Yep. How can I help you get there? Yep. And then we do quarterly goal setting. Yep. So we'll set the whole team in there, like all service technicians, and put those big white pieces of paper that stick on the board and basically show them how they're going to make more money. Like, so how are you going to give yourself a raise next year? What can you do? And then put a dollar amount to it. So like every time you go to a service call, are you knocking the two neighbors and letting them know that you were just here and that you can give them a free service call or whatever, giving them your card and making a contact? Are you doing that every time? No. You told me you were going to start. Can we commit that we're going to do that at least 50% of the time? 50? Okay, great. We're going to write down 50. What do you think that's worth? You think that's going to get you one more sale a month? Two more sales a month? What's that going to give you? And then we break it all down and we're like, looks like you're getting a $300,000 an hour raise if you're willing to put in the work. And then when people ask for more money or I have it somewhere else or something, be like, that's perfectly fine. I'm fine with you making that. As long as you respect me, because I've treated you as good as I could, to sit down with me and go over a few things. And you go over with them and show them why they're actually the reason why they're making the money they think they deserve.
Oh, I love that.
We have some high performers, bro. I have some technicians that make like $200,000 a year. Like, hello, dropped out of high school. Like, come on, man.
Yep.
Freaking, it's amazing knowing that I have a role in that happy life. It's the best thing in the world.
Yep.
Do you tie it back to their why as well? And like 100%. What? Yeah.
So if anyone's struggling or anyone's doing that, I'll go back, I'll open up the booklet and be like, 6 months ago, you told me this is why you were here. Right. Is this not important to you anymore? Well, it is, but I'm like, what's the but? Let's write that down. Okay, let's overcome that. I'd love for these people to get happy again or this to overcome because, dude, you wouldn't want to let Susie down. Come on, man. We're going to take her on vacation together. That's what you told me you wanted to do. So let's drop everything else. We'll solve it later. How can we help you get to that vacation that you told me you had to have? Because I want to help you get there. Let's fund this. Come on, man. You can do this. I believe in you. Come on. Because I do. Yeah. I want to see people succeed, man.
Well, when you help them, now you've created even better buy-in for the organization, and that's your culture and your vision, right? If you have that sort of level of buy-in where they understand that you actually care about them and their lives outside of work, powerful.
Yeah, 100%. It's good.
All right, I gotta ask, because I did snoop on the website beforehand, what's with the pigeons?
Yeah, so you can talk to Lou about that. He's here, my dad. It all started because we built the billboard, and then my dad and my uncles, their heads were above the billboard. Yeah. That's where pigeons land.
Okay.
Right, bro? Pigeons would land up there, and people are like, oh my God, there's pigeons all over the heads. That's one reason. There's three reasons. Two reason is because if there's a pigeon up there, it's like putting an owl on top of your roof. The pigeon will land on top of the pigeon because it's a bigger pigeon. Right. And if you see the pigeon on the head in person, like, pigeon's bigger than that freaking door, like round. Like it's a huge pigeon because it's on the billboard and it looks like a normal pigeon, but the billboard's huge, right? And, compared to a normal person. So you got that one. And then three, for exactly what you just did. Love it. On a daily basis. Hello, Homebuying Services is currently 74 degrees. How may I help you? Hey, I was driving by work all the time. Now there's this new billboard. What's with the pigeons? We'll joke with them, tell them what I just told you, and then as well on the phone be like, who do you use for HVAC, plumbing, electrical, wine cellars, anything like that? Well, I use this person. It's great. We're not going to try to win their business, beat their business and take their business, but are you open to having any of those at no charge for us to come over and give you either a free second opinion or offer you a free safety inspection of some sort? Because we just love helping people out. Oh my God, dude, what that's created.
Love that.
Well, you come in with the free second opinion, no value. Like you're adding value to that because they called into your business.
Or if they hang up and they don't use it, but they know about the free second opinion, the next time that the guy they love tells them their compressor's dead and they have to replace the unit, be like, well, it's not going to hurt. They're going to come out for free. And we'll come out and find the blown fuse, and now it's my customer.
There you go. No, I love that, and that's something that we run into constantly. We run a marketing company, and so having conversations with people about that lost leader, sort of speak, low cost tune-up, $0 second opinion, whatever it is, being able to turn those into opportunities that are actually going to create business for you. Putting friction between you and the customer is one of the worst things that you can do, and charging diagnostic fees and doing that's exactly what it's doing every single time. I love that.
So we have a handful, dude. Especially if they're a customer, they get a mailer. So Best Postcards, we go hard with them, man. We love them. My dad actually is pretty funny. He's an employee of theirs now. So
oh, no shit.
They pay him because he creates a lot of free content for them, and then comes to their events when they want to fly him out to a free event. Who's going to turn away a free event and free food and stuff like that? And my mom gets to come and see Orlando and fun stuff. They went to Epcot. And long story short, you have to cut me off because I'll just go off on a fucking tangent.
No, it's all good. We love tangents.
Okay, yeah. ADHD times 1,000, but people say like, ADD, like, it's not a crutch, it's a superpower. Right. Me being ADD makes me crush you every day. This is what it is. So I don't have any competition because I'm Andy fucking Hobiaca. So as a joke, my wife's like, AFH, whenever I get in a bad mood. She's like, AFH. I'm like, you're right, let's go. Yeah, so it's good stuff. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Parents, Epcot, traveling.
Yeah. So, conferences are amazing. But no, you said something about my dad.
We got rewind the tape.
Yeah, right?
You're good.
Yeah, I don't.
It's point of ADD. Like I'll go off on a tangent and then I forget what we were even talking about.
I forget the middle of my sentence sometimes, so it's that happens. Yeah.
One of the things I watched some clips of other podcasts and things that you've done in the past. A lot of people talk about the customer experience being something that's really important to them. Few actually follow through on that. What is it that you do differently at Hobiaca that truly allows you to excel at that customer experience?
I don't care if you're there to install a system. I don't care if you're there for a service call on HVAC, plumbing's backed up, a plumbing inspection. That's what we're going to talk about. So we do free inspections. Right. We have like 15 of them. Free plumbing and drain inspection, free electrical safety inspection, free whole home walkabout safety inspection, free water heater analysis, free water test, all this stuff to where we'll come out for your air conditioner not working or your service. And hey, by the way, while you're out here, can you also go do that free plumbing inspection? Great, wonderful. We find everything because they haven't looked at stuff behind their toilets for 15 years. Yeah. So again, I don't care if you're there to install a new system, you're there to sell a new system, you're there for a service call, plumbing, whatever. It's your goal in the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes to become best friends with the customer. And if you can do that, everything else is secondary. Everyone misses that, to where I have a little coaching business on the side. I don't have time to take on, like, people are like, what's the link? I'm like, I don't even want to give it out. People look me up on Instagram, DM me, and if I have the time, maybe
Well,
I'll
his
take
phone
them on as a
number
client.
is.
Watch your mouth.
Kidding.
Honestly, send me a DM on friggin' Instagram. I reply to everybody, no matter what. People are like, oh my God, you get hundreds of messages. I always reply. So always reply. And if someone's real and I set up a Zoom with them and they actually want to pay me, I'd love to take people on, but I don't have room to take 50 people on. I work full time, but I love helping people that actually want it. So when you create that customer experience, there it goes again. Yeah, so basically becoming the customer's friend, right? Yeah. Best friends. And that's what it's all about. If you can create a really good relationship and they can actually trust you, you know as well as I do, I don't care what you're selling. Yeah. You're just trying to become the customer's friend. Yeah. If you can create that, that's where it's at. And that's where you're going to build your trust. Because I don't care, man. If it's something I don't do and I'm paying for a service, that's where I was going to go. Most people that I coach or most people that I compete with, they come up, hey, Andy Hobiaca, Homebuying Services. Yeah. Good to meet you. I told you we're on the way. Here's your drink, all that stuff. We'll tell you about that. You go right to the equipment, right to the thermostat, right to the attic. Come on, man. Slow down. Right. What are you doing? Yep. People don't do that. That's what everyone did. Right. Become the customer's friend. Right. Walk in. Hey, do you mind showing me in the house? Put the booties on. Be like, no matter the problem, I always start at the thermostat and where the filter is. Can you take me there? You're walking down the hallway. Find something on the wall. Start talking about, man. Just let them talk. My favorite one is if you see like Disneyland, Disney World, and you're like, hey, Disney World. Hey, Thaddeus. How long ago was this? You look pretty young, maybe like 5-6 years ago, something like that. Yeah, kids are a little bit older now. What was your favorite thing at Disney World and your least favorite thing? Because in a couple years, my kids are going to get old enough. I want to take them. I want to stay away from the things that you hated. Yeah. But maybe there's something that you actually did that I actually enjoy doing, and I'll be the hero to my wife. Right. Just let you talk for the next half an hour.
What do you say to the people that for rapport building and the non-rapport builders versus the rapport builders? Because it's like if you have the rapport builder, like the client, I mean, and like obviously as a salesperson, we should probably know how to build rapport and how not to build rapport. But when you have a rapport builder and you're trying to build rapport with them, but they're like, it's like hugging a non-hugger, right? And if they're not the rapport builder, what do you tell you guys? Because not everybody's into those types of questions and having those conversations.
You have to get around it, man. You have to find out what's important to them. So then you ask questions, right? So like, hey, Thaddeus, next thing I do, part of my process, I'm gonna go out to the equipment. If I find any issues, would you rather me take a picture or a video, show you later, or come and get you? How you answer that question is gonna find out if you actually really care or you just wanna get the problem fixed. Right. Yeah, makes sense. And then whether you're introvert or extrovert, you're still gonna love the video that I freaking took because I'm actually telling you exactly what's wrong with the equipment or exactly what we're doing versus the other 6 guys that came over here or whatever. Every experience you've had, I guarantee my company's gonna be different. They don't show. Until everyone starts implementing what we say, but they don't. Yeah. All these people sitting on my talk, there'll be 3 people that actually do what I told them to do.
Well, you take a room of 100 people and you tell them exactly what to do. 95% of them won't do shit with it. The other 5%, we're going to do it. But they're also, you might as well give them the information because they would have figured it out anyways and went and found it.
So Michael Vanitas with Rhino, he's like, dude, I give away everything for free. And Jeff, my sales manager, hates me. But I try to tell him, dude, there's like 2 people in the audience that are actually going to take my advice. Right. And the rest will call and hire us.
Right, 100%, because now
they're going to remember the one that actually gave them the value, right? That's always it.
Remember, and that's the thing is when you give away all that value, and it's like you guys with all your free inspection, free this, free that, free that. Well, yeah, you're going to come out and you're going to give the value. It's Gary V is the epitome of this. You jab, right hook, or whatever the fuck his book is. Yeah. But he talks about that ad nauseum: is give value, give value, give value, give value. You're going to capture it on the back end more than if you just went straight for it.
And my favorite topic is, I've said on many podcasts, this one actually went pretty viral and everyone loved it. The whole thought of that maybe I spend 2 hours with you and maybe it is all about price. Maybe you just can't afford me. But did I still create a friendship out of that? Yes. So I've said this before. I've had people that could not afford me. Yep. I don't care if I gave them all the discounts possible and I created this amazing relationship. They couldn't do it. They literally like, Andy, I'd love to, but this guy's $6,000 cheaper than you. I don't care if he's out of business next year. I'm moving in 6 months. I just want something for 6 months. Well, maybe we're not the best choice for you. I can't give you something that low. That customer referred me to 20 people that $300,000 in business like that because they loved me and they wanted to use me. They just couldn't afford me, but they loved referring. Boom, 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 boom. You never know. People are like, oh, this person ain't gonna buy it. Better get going. Right. Motherfucker, you don't know who this person is. Right. Maybe they know everybody that's super rich and want to use you. Maybe they're best referral source. Right. Maybe they're a future employee. Maybe like there's so many things, man. I've sold to people and now their kids work for me.
Oh no shit.
Well, because of the buy-in, right?
We have a really, really good onboarding process and hiring event that no one does. So some people are starting to copy, but it's really.
I want to circle back to that after, but you mentioned something. Here's your drink to him when you're doing that. You said, I'll remember
Andy
that.
Hobiaca classic.
Right? But you're like, I'll talk about that in a second. So I wrote down the word drink. And so what do you mean by that when you said, hey, you know, here's
So you're going to be the customer, Thaddeus. I'm calling you when I'm 30 minutes away, and I'm going to tell you, let you know that I'm on the way for service, sales, whatever it is. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this Thaddeus?
It is.
It's Andy with Hobiaca Services. Are we still on for our appointment around 8:30, like coming over to do that service?
Yep, that works for me.
Beautiful. Just want to make sure I don't like wasting people's time. I have to stop and get gas. Unfortunately, I didn't get gas last night, but it is what it is. I stop and get gas probably 4 times a day because I drive everywhere, that is, but it's all good. I'm going to stop at QT, Quick Trip, which is one of our gas stations in AZ, big chain. I'm going to stop and get gas, and I always walk in, and I always get a Starbucks, a caramel coffee from Quick Trip. Is there anything I can grab you? Now, hey, Thaddeus, before you say no, if you allow me to buy you something, I don't care if it's a bag of beef jerky, if you allow me to buy you something, my order is also on there and my boss is going to pick up the tab. If you don't buy something, you don't allow me to get you something, I have to pay for my own drink. Hook a brother up, man.
Oh, sure. How about give me a bag of chips?
You got it, buddy. What kind of bag of chips?
Well, you choose the flavor. It doesn't matter to me.
Wonderful. I'll get you a couple different options.
Okay, sweet. I like that.
You walk up to the door. Hey, Thaddeus, is my truck parked in a good location? Not going to be in the way of anybody?
Nope, it's good.
Bag of chips, baby. I got you Ruffles and Doritos. You pick. You're going to have both of them. I actually can't eat them, so they're both yours.
That's good. And I like and the other part is my truck's in a good location. Right? And I read something the other day from somebody. They're like, we actually don't park like in front of the grass. We actually park right in front of the driveway. And like we essentially block it, but we just make sure, hey, my truck is parked right in front of the driveway. Is that okay for you? You don't need to leave. Because now it's actually more front and center because people look out of place when you parked in front of the driveway and boom, there's your billboard.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I do too.
Just what
I park in front of the door because I want to be looking at it when I'm talking to him. Hey, Thaddeus, am I parked in a good location or do you want me to move?
Very good.
Because on day of install, because obviously you're going to pick my company, this is where my install van is going to park. There's going to be a trailer behind it. Probably someone across the street as well. We'll stay out of it. And then the crane, if we need one, usually sets up in front of the driveway. Probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. Is that a problem? Because if it is, I'll have the crane set up somewhere else because obviously you're going to do business with us. It's the first assume at every sales call.
I like that too. Yeah. And the reason the person did it, by the way, in front of the driveway is they put it sideways and it gives more visibility for their brand.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, but if you're in the driveway too, you can still see it.
And then every time they answer, whether it's you park different, anything, take a fucking note with your pen and paper. What does that show?
Pay attention.
It shows I'm listening to you and actually give a shit versus, yeah, we'll take care of it.
So, yep. And then you're like, checklist, good. Yeah. So.
Anytime they say anything that's going to help with the process, you're like, you know what? Write that down. Not that I forget anything, but we go over so much, Thaddeus, and to be honest, this is very important to me and pretty important to you. All right, keep going. I gave one of my helpful tips away that I heard, I tweaked it a little bit, made it my own, and it's working really well with my team. It's about 3 weeks old, so you're walking down the hallway. Everyone that's watching, use it. It's going to work, guarantee it. Walking down the hallway, you talk about the picture, you go to the thermostat, you're talking about airflow, all that stuff. So I'll tell you about the white rag trick next. But basically, I'm going to say, hey, Thaddeus, so before we go look at the equipment and all that stuff and go to a presentation, the heat load, all that stuff, can you take me to your most comfortable room in the house? Take me over? Family room, maybe. Thaddeus, why is the family room so comfortable? Like, it's always cold in the summertime, always hot in the wintertime?
Yep.
Okay. What do you do in this room? Because it's the most comfortable room.
Spend a lot of time, most of our time in it.
Yeah, there. Do you watch TV in the room? Yep. Cool. Movies with the family?
Yep. Cool.
You ever sleep in the family room because it's the most comfortable room?
No.
Never?
No.
Okay.
I like it cold.
You like it cold, and the family room's the coldest.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this situation.
Yeah, this situation, yeah. But
what other rooms in the house would you love to be as cold as the family room?
My bedroom.
Cool. Now, is that better or me? Hey, Thaddeus, can you take me to the hottest bedroom in the house? Thaddeus, do you have any hot bedrooms in the house?
No.
What am I trying to do? Yeah. Trying to sell you shit. Yeah. I'm not now. I'm literally asking you where the most comfortable room is. We're overcoming that. You love it. You tell me all these things that you love about that room. Yeah. And then I'm going to ask you, hey, is there any rooms that you'd love to be this comfortable? Yeah, my fucking bedroom. I sleep for 8 hours a day and it's always fucking hot in here. Okay, cool. So Thaddeus, tell me this. If your bedroom could be as comfortable as the family room, what importance level is that to you, 1 to 10?
8.
8, beautiful. So pretty important. Yeah. Cool. So whether you buy an air conditioner from me today or not, we're going to make sure we take care of this hot room.
Perfect.
Cool. Cool. Write that down. Let's keep going with the process. So not many people like hearing, and everyone does it. where's the hottest room in the house? Well, the customer gets turned off right then and there. I never thought about that until someone told me. I'm like, oh man. So then I tweaked a little bit, did that one.
And I like, by the way, the coldest part in there, because I mean, obviously you're in Phoenix, so you don't really get a lot of the cold.
You can do the opposite.
Right, we're in Canada, right?
Warmest room in the house.
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to say that the what's the warmest room, what's the coldest room? Because like for us in the wintertime, it's we have the bonus or the kids' room above the garage, and so most people are going to say that in colder climates if they've got the second story.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. Take notes. And then you guys ever heard of the white rag magic trick?
Nope. Evan wrote it down, so
you guys clean ductwork every time you do an install on a system? Well, not you guys, I apologize. People that you do business with, every time they replace a system, do they clean the ductwork every time?
Never.
No, almost never.
Yeah.
Well, we don't clean ductwork. We sub it out, but they do it for us because I don't want to actually clean ductwork or pay someone to do that. Right. But we do it. It's in every single quote unless you want to take it out, and it's a line item at the end that we go over because every new system should have newer ductwork, right? Well, your ductwork's actually in decent condition. It's just really dirty. It's been 15 years. So we're going to replace the system, and we're going to start from scratch with clean ductwork. How does that sound to you? Great, cool. So start taking notes. But then also, no one else that gives them a quote, if you can't close it right then and there, is ever going to bring that up. They're going to say, do you guys also do duct cleaning? They're like, no, we actually don't, but I know a few companies. Come on, bro. Sounds so much smoother when you just include it and why you're doing it. Oh, you didn't want duct cleaning? I apologize. Everyone loves duct cleaning. I've never had anyone not take advantage of that, so let me take it out. Oh, no, wait, why does everyone do it? Huh, dude, you have a brand new system, more powerful, more airflow. Now you're taking all this dust from your old system, and we're going to have it disconnected in the attic for a couple hours and put back together. It's all going to blow into the house. Or you just take my advice, and we're going to really take care of you here.
I also love personally when the ducts get cleaned, how good the house smells when it's happening.
I know. I do it once every other year, by the way, because friends will do. But I walk in, so always turn the thermostat on, first part of my process, and listen and wait for the filter noise or the sucking noise. And like, is that a normal noise?
No. Or yes, sorry.
Sorry.
Forgot about the role playing
part.
part.
Sucking noise, that's a normal noise? And we have filters in the wall or in the ceiling. So we'll open the grill, half the noise goes away. I'm like, well, what you just heard is actually restriction. We call it static pressure. I don't want to get too technical. It's a lot of restriction on this grill, but don't worry. When we replace your system, we always replace the grill with a high flow grill. So you're never going to hear that again. And then as well, I want you to listen to this. You take the filter out. Where'd the noise go? There is no noise. It's restrictive. It's a 1-inch pleated filter. I'm going to show you why we never want to use this filter ever again, but I'm going to give you options when we go over that. Is that fair? But you're never going to have to deal with this again. Your wife's going to walk by and be like, so much quieter in the hallway. Oh, yeah. Now you're the savior. It was my idea, but you can come up with it. So put it all back together, and then, well, before you do, and then say, all right, before we move on, there's one thing I want to show you. And so you don't think it's a magic trick, pull it out, back pockets, you have your booties over here, you have your white rag, whatever. You pull out the white rag, all service technicians, all salespeople. If I call you out and you're at a call and you don't have a white rag with you at the beginning of the call, you're called out, so everyone does it. You pull it out and you say, hey, just so I can show you, white rag, there's nothing on it, right? I'm not pulling some bullshit. This is a real rag. You can touch it, great, cool. Reach in the return, wipe the inside of the return, and just go like this.
And they'd be disgusted.
The fuck is that? That's the air you're breathing. We should take care of this, don't you think? Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, most companies don't. They have to hire someone to do it. We just add it part of our proposal because every time you buy a new system, we want to guarantee that it's the cleanest air as possible as well. And then if you want to invest more money to where we can really clean the air, we can talk about that. But this has got to be clean, don't you agree?
Boom, there you go.
The thing that's really standing out to me in terms of this entire conversation, right from how your father raised you, how you're raising your kids, the processes that you have in the office is the incredibly high standard that you're holding and the expectations that you're holding, and then keeping people accountable to those standards. Was that something that was consciously decided by you, by your father? Was that something you just kind of worked through? Where did that start? Where did that come from? How do you maintain it?
It's just natural. Yeah. Because everyone knows. When you get a job at Homebuying Services, you know exactly what you're about to get hit with. Right. Turns off a lot of people. Right. Some people are not meant for it. They'll stay a week and they're weeded out real fast. Yeah. I have people come up to me like, dude, I don't think this guy's gonna last. I'm like, oh, let's take some bets.
Right.
The fact is, really,
we got a pool going.
Yeah.
They're a big family, and if they feel like this person's not trying to be part of the family or doing their own thing, they'll get weeded out really quick. I will get rid of that person because you know as well as I do, one negative person will kill your entire team.
Yep. Yeah.
We just had to do that with somebody. Yeah. But hey, they fired themselves. I didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, it's been a big mind shift for me too, as I just tell people, well, they fired themselves. I didn't fire them, they fired themselves.
I love sitting people down and I'm like, hey, real quick, as a person, Thaddeus, I love you, man. We can hang out and get a beer this weekend. But when I hired you, you decided to work here. You told me you were going to do these 10 things. You remember this piece of paper? Remember this? Yeah. You told me this. I think this one, definitely this one, and this one aren't being met to work, or at least that's what I'm hearing. If I'm wrong, call me out on it. But I feel like these 3 could be improved. Do you disagree or agree? Like, it's like, oh yeah, I can work on that. Great. I'm not saying you're horrible, but everyone can work on something. These 3 things would actually improve you as a person, a father, a leader, everything. I'd love to see you succeed, but it's not happening right now. So if we have to meet again about this is our 2nd time, by the way. If we have to meet a 3rd time, what you're telling me then is that you don't want to work here anymore because you're not willing to meet the expectations you told me you were going to do. Here's your signature. Here's my signature. We want to do it together, man. I want to see you succeed. So how can I help you? Because I don't want to have another meeting where you don't want to work here anymore. I want you to work here. I don't want to fire you. I love that you work here. But you're telling me you don't want to be here because the things that you told me you wanted, that you were going to succeed, that I was going to support you and help you out with, you're not willing to do. But I think you are. Their whole mind shift will change. They're like, well, yeah, you're right. I can work harder on this, and I could use help here. Great, let's do it. And then within a couple of days, you call that person and be like, hey, how's your day going? Again, I was serious the other day. I would love to support you. How can we succeed in life together? That person's going to go to bat for you or quit.
Yep. Well, and you've up-leveled them. You've put your heart and your soul and your care into them, and you showed them, hey, I want you to win too. It's not just about me, and it's not just about Hobiaca. It's about you and the people that are here. If you win, we win.
Oh, that's it. I try to tell people, I'm like, guys, of course, I want to make money. That's why everyone's here. You wouldn't be here for free. Everyone has a job, but I also want you to enjoy your job and love what you do and love helping people like we do. And we get people involved with like my nonprofit and stuff like that. But if you enjoy what you do and you do it better and you make more money, so do I, bro. Let's help each other out here. Because I guarantee you think the grass is greener on the other side. You know how many of those people have begged me for their job back? Sorry, buddy.
Like I said, high standards. I love it.
Well, let's be respectful of where we're at and the timing on where we're at. Thank you, Andy, for taking the time out of the event to come and sit and chat with us. I think
I vetted you guys in Venitas. Oh, Venitas, I feel horrible. Venitas. I always say his name wrong. Like literally, will say it, and he's like, "You're not getting by with that dog. You're my homie." I'm like, "No, my bad." So Venitas told me how cool you guys really were, and he's like, "Oh, dude, definitely take him up on the offer." I'm like, "Okay,
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's actually funny because on when he was on, we were unsure of how to pronounce Tom Peregrino's last name, and it literally just says Peregrino, and so he said it, and I said it. He's like, "Fuck, did we say it right?" And then he had another name, and so now we can bust his chops. So I was like, "It's okay, somebody else butchered your name," because I honestly never know how to say it. So
he'll get voted the best talk all week. It was phenomenal. I know how good of a talker he is, but today was like
he was on another
away.
level. Yeah.
Brings so much passion and energy to it. Like he just loves it.
This was 10 times better than I've ever seen him.
Nice.
He was really feeling it.
Yeah.
I think it's because I was in the front row.
Must be.
He called me out a couple times.
When you're on, right? That's really it. So, but before we wrap up, we have one final question here for you. What is one question that you wish people would ask you more, but don't?
Customers, employees, who are we talking about? People in personal life?
Anything you want. You can be personal, professional. It doesn't matter.
Andy, how do you have so much energy at 3 in the morning?
Well, Andy, how do you have so much energy at 3 in the morning?
Well, it's the Miracle Morning. You ever read the book?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, you're friends with Hal? Yeah. Oh, that's dope. So someone messaged me off Instagram. It was off his page, but it can't be him, right? It's someone on his team. Right. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I'd really love to talk to Hal. You're talking to Hal. I'm like, yeah, bullshit. Let's jump on a call, man. I'll pay you. And then they don't message you back. But no, it's funny. That's actually really cool.
He was actually one of my coaches back when I sold Cutco. Yeah. So personal coach.
Make that connection. I'll be in your debt. I would just love to meet the guy or talk to him because I love his stuff. I talk about it all the time, and I literally been on 40 podcasts. I say it every single time. I'll tell everyone to do it. So I tweaked it a little bit, but that's how I start my morning.
Yeah. Well, and he even says you're open to tweaking it. He's like, if you're not a person that believes in prayer, well, then do something else that isn't prayer based or whatever, right? Yeah. Like insert whatever you need.
Favorite thing is putting your phone on the dresser or in the bathroom, and then having the glass of water next to it. Like the whole process is like, what people don't understand is you're usually tired in the morning. I mean, guys, you're fucking dehydrated, bro. Right. You drink water all day long. You haven't drank water in 6 to 8 hours. Like, come on, bud. Yeah. This is like basic shit. Yeah. But then try to go to bed after you drink all that water. You'll be like, shit, look at the ceiling. Like, this is horrible. Yeah. Better go to the gym. Yeah. On top of that, a little bit more than he talks about is having accountability at the gym, right? I don't know if he talks about working out in the morning, but I like working out in the morning.
Yeah, he has exercise in there. The Savers method.
Yeah. So I haven't read in a while. Probably should. Sorry, Hal. So I have an accountability at the gym. I'll literally get a message from buddies and be like, "Who the fuck are you, bitch?" Yeah, right? I don't want that. I'm not going to be that person in the group. I'm the person that shows up on time every time, right? Yeah. Except when you forget about the podcast that you invited on. But yeah, so I busy. Well, conference wise, but I'm off by 3 hours. That's my excuse. Right. Yeah, if I'm on it and I'm in my own state, I'm never late for anything.
I'll just say it wasn't in your calendar, so there you go.
Son of a bitch. That was good. I appreciate your time. Thank you guys. I never say no to a podcast because I have the biggest podcast in the world. I really don't care, man. If one person watches this episode and gets a little bit of benefit up from it, I'll make my day. Yeah. So if anyone wants to add me, follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Andy Hobiaca, Hobiaca. Shoot me a DM. I will answer your DM, and I will help you out. And if you're man enough to jump on a Zoom call with you, I will give you your first free coaching session and won't even pitch you to pay afterwards. I just want to help as many people as I can.
Take him up on that offer.
I'm not joking around. Andy Hobiaca. Good deal. Lots of free content on there, too. I post so much stuff, and people that pay thousands of dollars to coach them, I'm like, everything I'm telling you right now is on a video on Instagram.
Yep.
Everything.
Everything.
That's the way to do it.
But that's when you look at, I mean, Hal or any of the coaches out there that exist, the Tony Robbins, the Robin Sharmas, all of them, they take their seminars and they put it on social media, right? It's just, it's not organized.
People watch all these videos and they still pay thousands of dollars to go to the talk that they've heard a million times.
That's it. Well, and then you go to the seminar and you pay $1,000 to go there. And then you pay $10,000 to get coaching on top of that. All it is higher level accountability. Right. And when it's free, it still exists.
I said in my talk,
accountability.
if anyone in the room would like to be babysat, you can coach me to babysit. I just don't babysit for free. I'll give you content for free, give you help you as much as I can. Right. But if you need to be babysat and you need me to call you at 5:30 and jump on a coaching call and hold you accountable, you're paying me for that because now you're eating into my family time. That's good.
Yep. 100%.
Thanks, boys.
No worries.
Appreciate it.
Perfect. Until next time.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Well, that's a wrap on another episode of HVAC Success Secrets Revealed. Before you go, two quick things. First off, join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/HVAC Revealed. The other thing, if you took one tiny bit of information out of this show, no matter how big, no matter how small, all we ask is for you to introduce this to one person in your contacts list. That's it. That's all. One person. So they too can unleash the ultimate HVAC business. Until next time, cheers.